Next.
How you doing?
Hey.
I knew your father.
My father died.
It's behind you.
How am I supposed to do that?
If no one ever told you that bullets fly straight,
like sheep herded by fate. Releasing the caged wolf you have inside. Our purpose is to maintain stability, a fraternity of assassins, the weapons of fate. The sheep or the wolf.
In Chicago, a frustrated office worker, Wesley Gibson feels trapped in his dead-end job. He watches his boss, a rude and domineering figure, stuffs her face as everyone pretends she isn't terrible, just because it's her birthday. Wesley feels ready to snap, tired of his entire life, especially with his girlfriend cheating on him with his best friend, Star-Lord. He often thinks about his father, who left him when he was just a week old, and wonders what kind of man he was. Meanwhile, his father, Mr. X, arrives at a building to meet a woman who can trace a bullet. She's startled to see him, but he assures her that if he wanted her dead, she would be. As she examines the bullet, a sniper kills her from a nearby building. Mr. X takes off down the hallway, activates a strange power, and speeds to the other building in midair. He eliminates the men on the roof, even bending a bullet. Then, an ex-assassin named Cross calls him, revealing Mr. X is right where he wants him, just before killing him with a headshot. The bullet traveled a long way with multiple stops to reach Wesley. We then find Wesley with his girlfriend, who complains about the constant noise from the trains overhead.
Wesley! Listen! How am I supposed to...
Annoyed, he tells her to quiet down, and she storms out. At work, Janice starts pestering him again, causing his anxiety to flare up. He grabs his pills, trying to calm himself. After work, Wesley goes to the drugstore and notices a man staring at him intensely. Suddenly, a woman appears in front of him, saying she knew his father, who was once the greatest assassin alive and was killed by the man behind him. She pulls a weapon and shoots at the man, who is Cross. Wesley panics as the woman fires a corner shot, shattering all the mirrors in the store to block Cross's view. Wesley bolts, narrowly dodging a bullet as the woman, named Fox, creates a diversion. He runs down the road with Cross in pursuit, but Fox skillfully pulls up in her car and picks him up before speeding away. Wesley begs to be let out so he can reach the cops, but Fox speeds up and crashes the sports car in an ice cream truck. Fox shoots at them while Wesley fires back without even looking. She shatters the windshield, climbs onto the car, and unloads on their attacker, giving Wesley a thrilling view. She tries to disable the ice cream truck, but Cross fires curved bullets that hit their tire. They race toward a police roadblock, and Fox activates her ability, flipping the car over the cops, landing on a bus, and making their getaway. Wesley then wakes up in an unknown building, where he meets some men, including Fox. He soon meets Mr. Sloan, their leader, who immediately orders him to shoot the wings off nearby flies.
Shoot the wings off the flies. Shoot the wings off the flies.
Wesley thinks it's crazy until a man holds a gun to his head, urging him to do it. Feeling anxious, Wesley activates his ability and shoots the wings off the flies. He's shocked, thinking it's impossible, but Sloan explains that it's not panic, but a unique ability that helps him process and react faster than others.
It's impossible.
A lot of things for you weren't possible before today.
Wesley pulls a gun on Mr. Sloan, calling him crazy, but Sloan reminds him that true madness is having a killer's blood and wasting his life. He introduces the team as the fraternity of assassins and reveals that Wesley's father was their greatest killer. Wesley doesn't believe him and runs out. The next morning, he wakes up thinking it was all a dream, until he sees the gun he had the day before. He rushes to an ATM down the street and finds $3 million in his account. Realizing this is his chance to leave his old life, Wesley heads to work. When Janice starts pestering him, he snaps and tells her off, shocking the entire office. Then, he picks up his keyboard and smacks his best friend across the face before storming out. Outside, he spots wanted posters of himself and Fox, just as she pulls up in front of him. He jumps in, feeling excited to learn more. Fox takes him back to the fraternity's secret base, which looks like a textile factory. Thinking it's a cover, Wesley questions Mr. Sloan, who assures him the textile mill is real. Wesley wonders if they kill people or make designer clothes, but Sloane simply asks if he's ready.
Are you sure you're ready for the answers?
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I can't go back. Not to my life.
Fox takes Wesley to a man called the Repairman, who immediately starts fixing Wesley's face when he fails to explain why he came. Then, Fox leads him to another man, a butcher, skilled with knives. The butcher calls them the best killing tools, hands Wesley a knife, and tells him to attack. Wesley tries but is quickly disarmed and stabbed in the hand. He wakes up covered in a hard white substance that, as explained, will speed up his healing. After he recovers, Fox brings Wesley to the gunsmith for firearms training. Wesley is shocked to learn his targets are real human corpses, but the gunsmith insists he needs to learn to aim at a human. Wesley then trains to curve bullets, a skill he believes impossible until Sloane arrives and demonstrates. Fox takes him into the field, pushing him onto a moving train. Wesley barely holds onto his sanity before ending up back in the recovery room. The next day, the assassins bring in the body of one of their own, killed by Cross, who is targeting fraternity members. Sloane tells the others that only Wesley can reach him, so they need to train him. Wesley's next test is to catch a fast-moving shuttle inside a weaving machine. Fox advises him to slow down time, but he struggles and eventually loses patience. Frustrated, he storms out and runs into Sloane, claiming he's ready, but Sloane thinks he still needs more training.
I'm ready!
You're ready when Fox says you're ready.
Fox then starts beating him, demanding to know why he's really there, pressing him for an answer. Wesley finally admits he doesn't know who he is, which seems to satisfy her. Sloane then takes Wesley to his father's old room, explaining that he was once his father's partner. He tells Wesley how Cross went rogue and killed his father. Sloane urges him to learn about his father to better understand himself.
This was your father's room. A member of this fraternity went rogue, blindsided him on a rooftop.
Inspired by his father's story, Wesley feels more alive than ever and commits to becoming the person he was meant to be. He trains harder, focusing on killing Cross by studying his skills and preparing for revenge. After intense training, he finally beats the butcher, catches the shuttle, and races across train tops with Fox. His last challenge is curving bullets, a skill he still struggles to master. Wesley stands at the firing range, where Fox tells him to shoot the target. Gathering his nerves, Wesley curves his bullet around Fox, which pleases Sloane. Now a fraternity member, Sloane reveals their biggest secret, a woven cloth that contains a code with the names of their targets. Wesley asks where the names come from, but Sloane ignores him and hands Wesley his target.
It's a code. If the vertical thread is on top, it's a 1.
Fox briefs him on the mission, explaining that Wesley will kill his target from atop a train while the target is inside a building. They spot the man, and Wesley aims but hesitates. Later, he questions what the man did to deserve death and wonders if their actions are right or wrong. Fox shares a story about a man who killed a family after a fraternity member failed to eliminate him weeks earlier. This reinforces their mission to follow orders and eliminate all targets. With this in mind, Wesley kills the target without hesitation. He continues taking hits, eager to reach the next level. His next target is in a bulletproof limo, and Wesley pursues him. With Fox's help, he flips his car over the limo and shoots the man through the sunroof before speeding away.
I'm sorry!
Wesley returns to his apartment to find Barry with his girlfriend. He kicks the door in to retrieve his father's gun. His ex-girlfriend berates him for not being a man, so Fox walks in and kisses Wesley to silence her. Even Star-Lord thinks that was cool. While Wesley waits for Fox to get the car, Cross suddenly shoots at him and disappears. Wesley chases after him, shooting at Cross, who vanishes again. Wesley tries to sense him, but accidentally shoots the recovery man dead. Cross curves a bullet from across the room, hitting Wesley in the shoulder. Wesley wakes up in the recovery room, pulls the bullet out, and shows it to Sloane. It's the first traceable bullet used by Cross, leading back to Eastern Moravia, the fraternity's origin. Wesley is determined to go after Cross. Seeing that Wesley is ready, Sloane hands him the paper with Cross's name and tells him to go.
This place is where the fraternity was born.
You can't go alone.
I go alone or he doesn't show. He's not stupid.
After leaving, Sloane reveals a paper with Wesley's name and gives it to Fox as her next assignment. Wesley arrives in Moravia and finds the man who made Cross's bullet. The man runs away, and Wesley chases him, but soon gets held at gunpoint. Fox arrives just in time to save him. Wesley demands to know where Cross is, and the man agrees to arrange a meeting. He takes them to a train platform where they secretly wait for Cross, but then he runs away. Wesley senses Cross on the train and decides to go after him alone. This turns out to be a trap. The man and Cross plan to separate them. Wesley searches the cabin for Cross, but Cross ambushes him. They exchange gunfire, their bullets colliding. Meanwhile, Fox chases the train in a car and manages to crash into it to board. This causes the train to become unstable, and when the driver hits the emergency brake, the entire train starts to slide over a precipice. Fox gets thrown from the train, but manages to hold on and climb back up. Just as Wesley is about to fall, Cross unexpectedly saves him. However, Wesley shoots Cross, and the train plummets into a deep gorge, getting stuck between the cliffs. Wesley survives and prepares to finish off Cross, who tells him everything they said was a lie. Cross reveals that Wesley is his son, but dies before he can say more. Shocked and confused, Wesley turns to see Fox, who confirms Cross's claim. She shoots the glass beneath them, and Wesley falls into the water with Cross. Wesley wakes up in a recovery bath in an apartment across from his old one. The old man from Moravia tells him that Cross always watched over him, showing Wesley pictures of himself as a child around the room. The man explains that when Cross left the fraternity, Sloan began hunting Wesley, but Cross tried to rescue him. Overwhelmed with guilt, Wesley vows revenge. The man gives him a cloth and reveals that Sloan started putting his own names on clothes for profit, which is why Cross left. After deciphering the cloth, Wesley realizes Sloan's name appeared on it years ago. He goes to his father's closet, puts on his jacket, and discovers a door to a secret room filled with weapons and gadgets. Fox returns to the fraternity and confirms that Wesley is dead.
We trained him well.
While going through his father's belongings, Wesley finds the fraternity layout and plans for an attack using rats with bombs strapped to them. He arrives at the fraternity and rams the gates with a garbage truck. Then he releases the rats, which scatter throughout the compound. A massive explosion rocks the building, and Wesley charges in, guns blazing, quickly taking out several men. After the fight, Wesley searches for Sloan, but encounters the Butcher, who attacks him with knives and deflects bullets. The Butcher wounds Wesley but fails to kill him and ends up dead. Wesley then screams for Sloan as assassins, including Fox, surround him. Fox reveals the kill order with Sloan's name and explains how Sloan used the fraternity for his own gain. Fox asks Sloan to confirm this, but Sloan counters that their names also appeared on kill orders and that he saved them. He offers them a choice: join him to kill Wesley or take their own lives if they value the code. The others plan to kill Wesley, but Fox fires a shot that hits everyone in the room, including herself. Wesley quickly searches for Sloan, but she has already left. A few weeks later, a man who looks like Wesley works in the office when Sloan approaches him from behind. Sloan falls into a trap and dies like Mr. X from a bullet fired by Wesley from miles away. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more amazing videos. See you next time.